this to nobody. You're the master, you're the foreman, you're the general, you're the head. The problem is everybody don't do it. But he's right there. But you gotta do it. I'm just telling you, if you don't do it, it's too hard. It's almost impossible. That vision board has changed my life. Everything I put on my vision board, I get. Everything. Now you have to understand something. It's not gonna come when you want it to come. It comes at an appointed time. That's the trick. But the appointed time is what throws people off.
A mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by. And every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission. Not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
You wake up on a morning, it's cold, it's wet, it's dark, you've got no cartilage in your knees, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking. I need you to keep talking about what you were just saying.
It's warm on the couch. Your missus says stay in bed. It's comfy, it's cozy. You've got work later on. You had an argument last night. You're slightly hungover.
Because I know every motherfucker ain't going to do what I'm going to do. And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you going to feel, man, when you accomplish this goal coming from that shit? Coming from the fucking hell you came from. A lot of people start from a good starting point. They have a good foundation. What if you can surpass all these motherfuckers? What if everybody who was fucking way up here started up here, and you started with no legs. You had to grow fucking legs to even start walking, and then crawling, and then running, and then you start passing people and all this given to them. I had to use all this negative shit that was making me weak and horrible as a person. I had to use this as the power that now fueled me. I had to flip it on its head and say, hold up. This might be exactly what I need. The darkness is exactly what I need. It's how you look at your situation. And I was looking at it all fucked up. Having lived the life I've lived and seeing the other side, not being afraid to attack what was in front of me has made me happy.
Don't forget who you are. Don't forget where you come from. My last name is Thomas. I represent my stepfather who stepped in my life because my old dude didn't want to be there. I represent him. But everywhere I go, I respect the man who came in for me when my father wasn't there for me. My mom was 17 years old. Everywhere I go, I bring my mama pride. Everywhere I go, I bring my sister's pride. I bring my son's pride. Everywhere I go.
We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. Like somebody gave you a guarantee, $30, 30-day guarantee. In 30 days, you got an attitude, you want your money back, but you've never demanded your money back from yourself. You've never looked at yourself in the mirror and said, you let you down. Until you get to that point, you let you down. You're not brave enough. You want to put it on somebody else. The reason why I'm not successful is because of my boss. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and said, I'm not getting up on time. I'm not going to work on time. I'm not putting in 120% when I'm at work. I let me down.
Why do you do this thing every single day, and what does it mean to you? I want you to ask yourself those two questions every single day. When you get tired, when you're not feeling it, when you don't value it, when you take it for granted, every single day, why do I do this, and what does it mean to you? Because if you say you do it for a certain reason, and it means something to you, every single day you'll come out, and you'll never cheat it, and you'll cherish every single aspect of it for the ability to become great.
And I started using all that misery for tons and tons of drive and motivation to then lead people further. Because you can get a lot of power through misery. And once people see that, my God, Goggins is fucking going, then everybody says, Roger that. Let me get my.
You cannot give up because it ain't what you see. You cannot give up. When you get to the point where enough is enough, when you get to the point where it hurt real bad, when you get to the point you can't take it no more, when you get to that point, doors start opening, opportunities start happening. What you cannot do is you cannot quit doing the process.
The earlier you get in the game and get on track, the better life you're gonna have.
It's you.
And every one of us who's ever started a business or even taken over a business has had that fear, that innate fear, that imposter syndrome fear. Can I do it? And what I've always been told, and now I always ask myself, and I'll ask you to ask yourself the same question when you reach that point. Just ask yourself, why not me? Why can't I be that person to change the world?
And so I move on past things real quick. So people are like, oh my God, what are you gonna do, David, if you can't run? Motherfucker, I'll swim. Or I'll go to college, or I'll do something else. This this isn't my life. So I'm very aware how quick life can take shit from you. And I've always prepared my mind for the next chapter. And what happened with me was I started this thing called front loading. So when I was young, I used to be a little piece of shit. You know, like fucking, oh, I'm not good enough. The second I got my head out of my ass, and I realized, man, you can achieve a lot of shit if you get off your ass and you start moving and you start motivating yourself. Start becoming a self-motivator. So I started front loading. And front loading is people, man, you've done so much by 47 because I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring me. So my military resume is fat. You know, I fucking did a lot in the military. I did a lot outside the military. I've made money. I've done almost every race out there, hard race in the world. I've broken pull-up records. I've done a lot of shit. So when these bad times come, and also not like not only that, like work your ass off so you can enjoy. Yeah, you're taking a shot. You know, you may not live to be old, but what if you do? And you worked your ass off when you were able, and you were able to fucking get up early, able to grind. If you front load it properly, the back half of your fucking life is money.
I was homeless, lived in a car for 3 years. I've lost every single thing I had, family included. I've been written off so many times. But today, the person that you sitting in front of you is a process. I want to talk to you for a moment about the process. Because see, one way to get a person to really follow you is to be the example of what you're trying to get them to follow.
How we view what we do will always affect and impact how we do what we do. How we do anything is how we do everything, right?
Yes, sir.
But for most of us, we change our dedication, our commitment, how we show up, our sacrifice, depending upon situation, circumstance, external factor, and sometimes people. Right? It's like never allowing opportunity to control your loyalty, right? Most people base their loyalty off of opportunity and people, right? It's extremely dangerous to allow external factors to dictate how you show up.
Find something. Find a thing that you genuinely enjoy, because getting good at things you genuinely enjoy is extremely beneficial, because it lets you know everybody thinks they're a loser. Every young person thinks they're a loser. At least a young person in the situation I was in. I didn't know I wasn't a loser until I started winning.